Friday night, almost Thanksgiving. DJ Drama Cannon's with me, Sense is with me. I got my guy in the building.
I'm in here.
He snuck into town.
Yep, I'm right here. What's up, Atlanta?
Let me clear my throat. 50 Cent.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
I'm in here, man. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't sell my place out here, man. When I come, I still feel like I'm at home.
Oh, you still got the crib?
Yeah.
Where's that?
A little spot. I'm right up for what's in there. What do you call that area? It's right. It's not,
you still got Renee running around with you?
Yeah.
I seen Nelson the other day. He said Renee was a piece of shit.
A word.
Yeah.
They got that consistent theme going with each other, calling each other shit and everything.
I actually, when I seen Nelson, he was with my man Troy Ave.
Yeah.
Which, you know, always has reminded me of a young 50 Cent.
Yeah, like, you know what? He has a lot of. I like it when you see artists that have been influenced by the music that's there. Like a lot of the melodies and the stuff that he actually, his choices, I really like when I hear something from him. Like when I hear something that was his idea that comes out, like and I go, oh shit.
So what about the You Can Find Me in the Club record?
Right. That was cool.
Okay.
That's cool, but I hear me on the record.
Yeah.
At the same time, so I'm like, all right, well, yeah, but that's just like you getting into a groove. Like I watched artists have, he finding himself. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have, this was a mixtape. It was like, so to take something that you thought was cool, the melodies off it, and go ahead and do it, it's cool to do that. Like, you know, you don't have to, we rewrite verses. The artists that did it the first time really worked, or really that creative energy came from them. And we doing it over a new way with new lines, and you'll be like, yo, he killed it, but it still wasn't his from the very beginning.
He's still reminiscent.
Right.
Yeah. You have a new situation. You're no longer at Interscope Records. Is this accurate?
Yeah, look, it's a beautiful thing, too, because now I get a chance to really do what I want to do versus the things that are expected of me. You know, and when you hear the tones of the records from Hold On to Don't Worry About It, featuring Gotti, it's closer to what they loved about 50 Cent in the very beginning. Okay. You know, and it's like, I don't have to make a record that feels like it was made a top 40 across the world. I can make a record that I feel like making and put it out because I feel like it.
But I feel like sometimes, though, I mean, you know, through the last couple of years, you've made some very consistent 50 Cent records. Right. But the game and the space is in a different place.
And it changed, like...
So it's received differently.
Exactly. Like, if you gotta watch, you gotta keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on. If you have a long enough career, it'll be peaks and valleys for everyone. You know, and it starts to become more clear in how sustaining your position, like in Jay's case. Like, you'll look at how long he's been around in the actual game, and you go, it was good maneuvering for you to still be as relevant as he actually is in this actual climate. Like, cause it's even down to the Live Nation deal, because if they give you the money, if you took the money off the table, they got to keep you cool enough to make the money back. So it's all a part of organizing everything to facilitate yourself staying active.
When you left Interscope, did you have a conversation with M?
I talked to, me and Paul.
Okay, you and Paul.
Because the business portion of it, Paul is usually involved in Rosenberg. And then M is like, this is why I never have a problem with him, ever. The reason why everyone was so excited about the 50 Cent project was M was excited about it. And doing 22 million records on the Marshall Mathers album. You know what I mean? Like, there's no equal. Like, what he means to our cultures is crazy. He never gets the actual credit for it because they'll look at him and make excuses. You know, like they'll say, oh, it's because he's white. Yeah, it might have something to do with it, but he actually better than black artists. He actually be technical.
He's better than everybody.
At the choices, you look at it, and he don't do nothing else but that.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
None of the extra stuff. No reality shows,
nothing.
No Instagrams.
None of it.
No extra problems.
It's
he
just
comes
verse.
out and raps with his sweatsuit on and his fucking sneaks.
It's real shit. Yeah.
50 Cent is here. We got a new record, too.
Oh, yeah.
I see Dr. Dre is on here.
Yeah, produced by Dre, Smoke featuring Trey Songz. I'm coming. I know y'all knew I was coming.
Yeah, we all knew he was coming. We was just waiting.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Trey Songz. How did that happen?
Trey, actually, they had him come out to do vocals for this track the first time with Dre.
Okay.
And he did it in the studio, and then I came, I heard it. I worked on the chorus parts on the actual joint, and then I came back and I said, I got him to do it again. Before we actually, he went in for 3 days with this actual joint, like recently, like, it was about a month ago that he actually went in and re-recorded the record. Because it had to feel like now, like what he's doing now.
Absolutely. Let's get into it, man. 50 Cent, Trey songs produced by Dr. Dre. This is Smoke. Let's go. 55 Friday night. 50 Cent is here. I had Ja on the show about 2-3 months ago, and I asked him. This was before the airplane incident, and I said, if y'all ran into each other, would you extend the hand or the fist?
Right.
And he said he wouldn't extend the hand, but he wouldn't extend the fist neither. He wasn't in that space in this.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the right answer, because if he said he'd extend the hand, and what if I said I'd extend the fist?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta look at it and go, stay in the gray area. It doesn't matter. You know, like, because consistency kills everything that you're up against. Like, once you put yourself in direct competition with an artist, if there's more consistency or more relevance to that person, every time someone says they like that person means they don't like you. You know what I mean? Like, because it was one of those things where with Ja and them, it was more them taking credit for something someone else was responsible for. It made me want to target that. But when I actually seen him on the plane, there was no...
Did y'all acknowledge each other?
Yeah, I knew he was there before I got there.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't be traveling with a big entourage after and you popping for a long time.
Yeah, when it slows down a little bit.
So then
travel parties
get smaller,
more minimal.
So
the Sprinters turned into Escalades.
And then I saw
the Jets turned into first class.
When I ran into him, I said, we didn't actually talk to each other, but I seen him. That ain't the place for it, no way. Right?
Yeah, of course. It's a federal charge.
Right away.
What about you and Joe, though? I mean, I seen shout to K Slade. He had a record.
Yeah. Well, K came, and he was like, yo, I got this record. You know, Joe did it. And I was like, he's like, yo, I want you can hear it. And he played it. And I was like, okay, I see what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because he wrote, the song was free. He wrote himself, like the jail experience that he was just going through. But what I really liked about the record is it was about his actual experience.
Okay.
You know, so I was like, okay, cool. Now let me write from a different perspective. Because I had to use the chorus to write my portion of the song. Because I couldn't use anything that he actually had said. Because, that was him. And it came together pretty good. I mean, I think it made the impression. It didn't do as well as it could have did because we could have shot videos.
Absolutely.
Got out there and did different things. But there's always later.
Yeah.
We catch something that's right in the right time.
This morning, I was tuned in to my television, and a preview for Power came on.
Right.
I had heard much about it and everything, and I gotta admit, I was quite intrigued.
It's gonna be good. Like it's one of the shows that it has the theme that everyone who didn't come from having very much will understand. It's like
it's the story of a drug dealer,
right?
One of New York's finest.
When you make it to the top of it, what is the object? Most people who hustle, they aren't just in love with that lifestyle, are doing it so they can not have to work for someone. And they just like being their own boss. Some of them are standing there with an entrepreneur spirit, so they want to work until they have enough money to make investments and then really work on legitimate business. So like Amari's character, Amari Howard, he experiences that and reaches a point where he feel like, I'm already at the top of this. Now I want to, like, he wants to challenge himself by going into the actual nightclub business. Like, just seeing the ability to take what's happening in New York and turn it into what's happening in Atlanta and what's happening in Miami. And it'll expand. So like at different points it changes. But sometimes when you're ready to get out of things, the people around you aren't. And you don't realize how embedded, like, you'll feel free when you're trapped at that point. Like he has all those different obstacles around him because the people around him don't have the same psychology connected to their action. How
involved in the project were you?
We started writing this project 2 years ago.
Okay.
Me and Courtney Kemp, they know her from Good Wives.
Okay.
She's an amazing writer. Like, she actually is the writer and showrunner of the actual show. And we changed different directors. I had
Did it ever come up maybe you playing the character, or?
You know what? He was actually written
for you.
Right.
Okay.
And Omari was the right person for the project. Like, I knew I could see him. I saw him in Next Day Air and the other things he was actually doing. I was like, that's the guy right now, because he's getting ready to break. Now you can identify when, like, you can see the momentum building for someone else.
Yeah, you can see it.
And then I'm like, he's going to blow up anyway, but it's just better that it blows up and I'm involved. I'd like to be involved in seeing other people's careers take off, other than just watching it happen on the sidelines. Like, I think Gotti's that. Yo Gotti. I think, well, he's had some success, but
The streets love him.
I still don't think he's
Where he's gonna be.
right.
Yeah. It's close.
Yeah.
Shout to Yo Gotti.
Shade 45.
50 is here. Tell me about this fiasco with your son, man. It just...
Yeah, you know what? Look, it's easy. It's as simple as you can look at the top of the Fortune 500, right? And the guys that are there that you would consider great businessmen, if they're conscious of, if you ask them where they took their biggest losses, it's probably in the misinvestment in friendship, investing in the wrong people as friends. And his mom was the wrong investment, you know, to the point that her entitlement has even persuaded him to feel like he has to choose a team. You know, and I'm a mama's boy myself. I'm a gold mama too. You know what I mean? Especially when you got that person there this day to day, like over you, like with you. When I got to travel, I got to go be 50 Cent. You know, I don't think they realize that everything that they do have comes from me. You know, his mom didn't work since 2000. You know, it'll be really clear in 3.
Yeah.
Because October he'll be 18.
Yeah.
19, 20, 21, you're on your own.
Yeah.
No support, get out of here. Like, and it's not for him, no support. He can come to me. But his mother is a girl that I dated that I don't date anymore.
It's been a long time.
That's it. And the requirement is for support. She's lived off of it for Lord knows how long. And it still doesn't define how much you feel like she's owed. Like, sometimes the entitlement can grow to the point that they feel like you owe them everything. Like you guys might around you looking and go, damn, look at you, drama. You got Rolex, Cuban, diamonds all over the place. Yo, you could at least got me a chain. You was there last week. You was at the jeweler. And not even saying it to you, but feeling like that.
Do you feel some of that is the discrepancies with G Unit and some of the
like,
comments that have been made
recently? If they don't do what they're supposed to do with the actual money or the decisions that they make, you know what they say when they're in trouble? I'm a grown-ass man. I'm going to do what I want to do. Okay. In every other case, you're a grown-ass man. You do what you want to do. It's not like I owe someone. If they tell them I owe them, I pay them right now. Anybody tell you I owe them? You know what I mean? Like,
hey, don't he owe me something? Little. Yeah, I think he owes me.
Oh, well, from coming to visit?
I think he owes me something.
Nah, I don't know. I don't owe him
Who
nothing.
Kid told me to collect for him, too.
Who Kid owes me his life.
He told me to collect.
He owes me everything. You know, like, if his kids wasn't so nice, if Nano wasn't running the show, you know, it wouldn't be cool.
I seen the other day, he had your chain on. Now I realize why you gave it to him, though. He got something to do.
Yeah, you know, look at this. Look, if he goes, yeah, they got that piece.
Yeah, you gave him your old chain.
He got the one with no stone.
Nothing. He was happy. He's not one that complains.
Yeah, he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what's else? You'll watch people and not like that was really unexpected to me. You talking about with Ye recently. And for me, like he's like I think he's experiencing something on the other end of his life, like his personal life. That's spinning him out. That got him spinning. Because the records, you know him before I wrote it. I wrote So Seductive. You know, because you heard my voice in the verse, and then you heard me actually rap. This was sold 800,000 copies on the one album that he did release. How many years ago was it? 6 years ago? 7 years ago? So, look, the record company's responsibility is not to sustain your value in the marketplace. It's to sell what has the highest probability. You know what I mean? Like, this is why they don't mind. I don't mind if guys one-hit wonder, cool. I have that one hit with you.
Yeah.
And then we move to the next thing. It doesn't matter that, like, I got to sit there, so I got to go back with you and make the mixtape with you to get your mixtape hot, to take you on, like, when you said that his album isn't, he got a home that's worth $1.3 million. Several cars. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to think about this. If he hasn't put an album out in 7 years, how do you actually pay your bills?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's been paying his bills by way of me.
Publishing checks still coming.
Yeah. And then for him to say the things that he says is amazing.
So is G Unit still intact?
What, as far as like me,
as the company, as a.
Well, yeah. I mean, they can't do anything without. They don't even know. Like, this was weird to me. Like I kind of saw Banks as if he wanted his independence.
Okay.
Right? And I'm fine with that. Like, they're supposed to grow till they're not around me anymore, till they're their own animal, right? So, like, and it means something to the culture and be respectful so other people respect you when they feel like there's a reason to doubt you at that point. Like, when I'm pointing out what the credit that M doesn't get, is what M gets for helping me when I need help the most. You see what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. I never go against it because you did that for me during that time period. And when you don't see it reciprocated with people that you've had around you, that the homeboy shit don't work. I'll tell you that in advance. Homeboy operations don't work. Listen, how many times you heard, yo, John, put me on?
In the last 2 hours, or
yo, like the guy that comes to you and is like, yo, just put me, like, put me on.
At least a couple times a day.
And they mean it.
Yeah.
They think you should just put them on. Like, yo,
very much so.
I'm hot. It's not, how many times you think Jimmy Iovine hears that?
Times 10 what I'm hearing.
No. They won't come to him without a package.
Yeah.
Without a presentation. They'll come to you like, yo, I'm nice. Look at YouTube.
Take me to Jimmy, and they'll have all their ducks in place when it gets to Jimmy.
Right, but they're not actually coming prepared for it. The things that they'll say to you, they'll look at you and myself like they can come without a presentation or a package or anything that would make it exciting. They'll go and prepare themselves for him because they feel like that man ain't going to do no deal with us if we walk in there like that. And none of those things, they don't matter to me.
50 is here, new album, Animal Ambition. It's like the third title, fifth.
Yeah. No. Street King Immortal is following it.
Okay.
It's like, I put Animal Ambition out. I kind of wanted to, I just see such a huge shift in the way we consume music that I shot a music video for every song on the project. And then it's taken 20 weeks for a record to make it into the top 5. It used to take 6 to 8 weeks for it to get there. So by the time the record is getting there, the audience is already going, oh, yeah, I told you I like that. You know, and we got our culture is connected to youth culture that has a low attention span.
This album is done?
Yep.
Okay.
And Immortal is a few songs away from, because I make changes in the time. So when I see the response to the records when they come out, like, hold on, they don't worry about it, then I watch them and I compile it and see things. And they'll watch. When I see, like, online, I look at some of the things that they say. I go, I got them. I know I got them. Just based on, because I'm sustaining the audience versus me losing.
Absolutely.
You know, and having to come back. In the 20 weeks, you'll see. At the end of this actual process, while they're saying 50's back, they still got 9 songs left. To go. And I haven't shot my load. Like, I got things that I like better than the stuff that I actually put out already coming off of this record.
Pass one of them things off, man. Let me get one of those. Listen, man. Smoke, we're going to get into it again. 50 Cent featuring Trey Songz, a new album, Animal Ambition. Power's coming to your TV. When's it coming?
It'll be in June.
Stars, y'all know what it is. Let's get to it.
Hey, girl.